Today in New York, justice takes center stage with a landmark verdict, and sports chaos rattles the city.
I'm Garrett.
And I'm Leah. Welcome to Laid Back Local, the news of the day with Leah and Garrett in New York, New York. Let's open the book on this. Justice for O'Shea Sibley. A Brooklyn jury has convicted Dmitry Popov of first-degree manslaughter as a hate crime in the 2023 stabbing death of O'Shea Sibley, a black, gay man. Manslaughter, just to be clear, is an unlawful killing without premeditation. It's different from murder, which usually involves intent or planning. And a hate crime means bias toward a person's identity, like race or sexual orientation, played a role in the attack. Here's what the jury saw. The incident happened in July 2023 at a gas station in Midwood. Testimony and surveillance footage, which is security camera video, showed Popov using racist and homophobic slurs during a confrontation and then escalating by brandishing a knife. He claimed self-defense. The jury disagreed, finding that he was the one who took it up a level by pulling a weapon. He was acquitted of murder but convicted of manslaughter as a hate crime. That distinction underlines that the bias was central even if the legal standard for murder wasn't met. This trial was heavy. Emotional testimony from witnesses and the video timeline gave jurors a detailed view of what happened. Popov, who was a minor at the time, was tried as an adult. Now he faces up to 25 years in prison, with sentencing scheduled later this month. Real talk. This case highlights the ongoing reality of hate crimes and how our legal system addresses them. Context matters. Words matter, and the law is built to recognize when prejudice drives violence.
Yeah, that checks out. The verdict really underscores the role of bias here. If you escalate with a knife, self-defense gets real shaky, real fast. And if you're wondering why manslaughter instead of murder, it often comes down to whether the prosecution proved intent to kill beyond a reasonable doubt. Manslaughter still says someone's life was taken unlawfully, but without that level of planning or intent. I'm glad the hate crime element was recognized. Accountability matters for the safety and dignity of Black and LGBTQ+ New Yorkers, and honestly, for all of us. All right, let's roll on. Midtown New York turned chaotic after the Knicks dropped Game 3 of the NBA Finals to the Spurs, making the series 2-1. Let me paint the picture for you. Their first home finals appearance since 1999, energy through the roof, and on top of that, President Donald Trump was at Madison Square Garden, which dialed security way up. Because of the security footprint, fans were pushed out into bars and side streets around the garden. The NYPD, that's the New York Police Department, kept a heavy presence to manage the crowds. Thousands of people were trying to celebrate or vent, and the convergence of that fan energy and rigid security measures led to tension. There were some altercations, including one wild moment caught on video where a social media streamer in a Spurs jersey got chased and had the jersey stripped off him by a crowd. Not great. New York City Council member Justin E. Sanchez criticized what he called aggressive crowd management and urged a rethink before the next game. Given the unique collision of finals hype and a presidential visit, you can see how the pressure cooker formed. But the ask now is simple. Learn from last night. Make it smoother tomorrow.
Totally. De-escalation should be the default with big sports crowds. Clear communication, designated fan zones, more proactive transit guidance, and staggered street closures could go a long way. Why box people in when you can guide the flow? I get the security needs, but the tactics shouldn't turn a tough loss into an avoidable mess. Switching gears just a little. Trump's visit to the Knicks game triggered a major Midtown lockdown around Madison Square Garden. The NYPD set a roughly 10-block security perimeter. Only people with credentials, basically proof you're supposed to be there like a game ticket, or if you were traveling through Penn Station, were allowed inside those checkpoints. NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch announced the plan. Portions of 7th and 8th Avenues were closed within the zone, and all entry points had screening. Screening means quick safety checks like bag scans. The traditional outdoor watch party by the garden was canceled. Fans were redirected to other spots like Central Park and Bryant Park. people were urged to use mass transit because driving into that area was basically a no-go. Here's the ripple effect. When you cancel a central gathering point, you don't remove the crowd, you scatter it. That can actually add congestion to the surrounding neighborhood as fans seek alternate places to watch. It's one of those trade-offs between security and city flow that needs careful planning game by game.
I mean, that's a lot of city to lock down for a basketball game. I get the protective bubble, but when the security plan becomes the story, that hits different. The question is, how do you keep VIPs safe without turning Midtown into a maze? There's got to be a smarter balance so fans can, actually enjoy the moment. And inside the Garden, things got tense too. President Trump was shown on the video boards and got a loud chorus of boos, mixed with some cheers, but mostly negative. The reaction was audible on the broadcasts, and videos from inside also captured vocal disapproval during the national anthem. Add in the security disruptions outside, and you had a night where politics and sports overlapped in a big, messy way.
That's a thread worth pulling on. A big in-arena boo isn't a scientific poll, but it is a snapshot of public mood in that moment. Fans came to watch basketball, but they also brought their feelings about the president, and it surfaced loud and clear. It shows how the political climate can shape the atmosphere around a game, even when everyone would rather keep it about the finals. Last up, East Harlem's transformation is getting real. The MTA, that's the Metropolitan Transportation Authority, has started work on the long-awaited 2nd Avenue subway extension into East Harlem. Crews began excavation near East 119th Street. The project carries a price tag of about $7.7 billion, with completion targeted for 2032. When it's done, the queue will reach 125th Street and connect to the Lexington Avenue lines and Metro North, the commuter railroad serving the region north of the city. Quick history in plain terms. Planners have tried to build a 2nd Avenue subway since the 1920s. Construction even started in the 1970s, but was abandoned in 1975 during the city's financial crisis. So yes, almost a century of plans and pauses. Governor Kathy Hochul joined officials to mark the milestone and spotlight benefits for East Harlem: faster commutes, easier transfers, and likely a bump in property values as access improves. It's got more weight than it seems. A subway link can change daily life. Picture catching the queue in East Harlem, rolling to 125th, and hopping right onto Metro North or the Lexington lines. That's not just convenience, that's opportunity.
Nailed it. I'm down for that. This one's got legs, don't you think? It's the kind of build that quietly shrinks the city, in a good way. Commutes get shorter, connections get smoother, and the whole map just feels closer. And yeah, rising property values are likely. Here's hoping the upside reaches longtime residents in a real, tangible way. 2032 sounds far, but for a century-old promise finally moving, I'll take the progress. This has been Laid Back Local, the news of the day, with Leah and Garrett in New York, New York.
Have a great day, and we'll catch you tomorrow.